All right, Devon Larratt and Vitaly Laletin right arm. Is it happening? We know left arm what's going on with these two gentlemen. But on Vitaly Laletin's Instagram, we've seen this post. Let's put it somewhere, maybe there. You've seen this post. It's in the thumbnail as well. Vitaly Laletin leaking that a potential right arm match for East versus West number 17, I think it is, which, let's be honest, would be a pretty significant moment in the sport. We know that Levan Saginashvili is the overall number one rank. We know that Devon Larratt is currently considered the number two overall rank. Of course, we do have people like Aramis Gasparini in the mix as well, who's going to be facing Levan. But the world of arm wrestling fans have wanted Devon Larratt to face Vitaly Laletin for a long time. Why? Because he is problematic for Devon. Devon is in such good form at the moment. With the exception of Levan, Devon truly has been dominant. If we think back to the way he beat Aramis Gasparini, he really did dismantle the Gladiator, and it's very clear that Devon's number two. But for some reason, we've never seen him officially grip Vitaly Laletin. Now, the reason he is so problematic for Devon Larratt is the lever length of Vitaly. I think Vitaly stands at 6'8". Correct me if I'm wrong, maybe even taller. Put some shoes on him, he's probably 6'9". Either way, he is the tallest man in professional arm wrestling. And as such, he commands the longest forearm, the longest wrist to fingertip, and he is the world record dynamometer grip strength athlete. So I don't even know if he trains that. I think that's just part of his arm wrestling and part of his genetics. He's just so good that bang, he can squeeze 165 kilos or whatever it is on the dynamometer. It's huge. This presents a problem for Devon. Devon has won the very vast majority of his matches in the last few years on the back of this. And when I say this, I'm talking about static, rising, pronation at center. In the setup, before the go. Picture all the people who struggle to settle against Devon. You know, all of the talk, all of the arguing that Devon does with these opponents, all of the back and forth with the referees. It's because Devon makes people feel comfortable when he does uncomfortable when he does that. And why are they uncomfortable? Because Devon's always taller than his opponent. And everyone always has to chase Devon's static rising progression. And he's so good at subtly creating threat that fatigues people's wrist flexion and their finger flexion that every moment they sit there holding on before the go whilst they're chatting with the referees, they're feeling their hand gassing, and Devon's loving it. He's loving it. Even though it might look like Devon's saying, just start the match, just start the match. Trust me, Devon loves it. He loves that delayed argument because it fatigues his opponents far more than it fatigues him. Now, this tactic doesn't work against Vitaly Laletin because when Devon does that, Vitaly's already up here somewhere going, hey, I don't care, you can't even reach me. So we have to see Devon reinvent himself. Now, can Devon reinvent himself? Of course he can. We know that he is a master technician of the sport. We know that he can go anywhere on the table. But has he got the match fitness in pulling inside? Has he got the match fitness in turning in a top roller? The answer is no. Not to say he can't do it, but he doesn't have the match fitness for this. Now, Vitaly Laletin, historically, let's talk about what it is to be a top roller. When you are an all-out top roller, as Vitaly Laletin is, given he is the tallest man in the sport, he doesn't have to think about forcing a hook on anyone. Because he's the tallest guy, he's always going to have the leverage. He can always play the static back pressure, pronation, rise game. Now, there's a sweet spot. When you're a top roller taking on another top roller, you know where the sweet spot is? It's when the other guy is just slightly shorter than you. That is the most comfortable opponent you'll ever come up across when you are a solid top roller. The reason that is they're not tall enough to create any threat in your hand, but their lever is long enough that they lose the benefit of having more power. Because remember, the shorter the lever, the more power and explosivity there's going to be in that person's game. So Devon loses pretty much all of the value of his offensive threat in his top roll against Vitaly Laletin. It totally changes the game. Vitaly Laletin gets to stay in his A game. He gets to stay in the lane that he always loves to be in. He gets to do what he has done his whole life. So there's no change needed for Vitaly. Vitaly can sit there, do his thing, and tee off against Devon. So it's advantage Vitaly when it comes to the technical battle here because he gets to do what he always does. Devon, he must adjust. Now, what does it look like if Devon adjusts in this match? It means Devon is going to have to create enough outside threat to prevent a flash pin. So Devon can't just go all out hook unless he's dad moving, which I don't think he's going to be dad moving round one. Vitaly Laletin's too superior of an athlete, too much side pressure for a dad move round one. Maybe if it's fatigued later on, sure, but not round one. Round one, Devon is going to have to fight with some sort of rising bicep. Remember, he's shorter, so he's not going to win the height battle. He's not. What he's going to have to do then is he's going to have to decide how much ratio do I put in outside threat versus ability to come forward. Imagine a deep grip but still rising from Devon. Will he stay with the top roll momentarily and try to scoop into a hook low, or will he classically shoot forward with supination like he did against Taras Ivakin all those years back there? I don't know if you remember. Taras Ivakin, monster top roller. Devon scooped him in over in the Nemiroff or something like that. And Igor, I think it was. Massive comeback. We know Devon can pull without his hand. We know Devon can block with his elbow. We know Devon can block with his shoulder. We know Devon can press to finish. But this is a survival match. If you're a Devon Larratt fan, this should be the scariest match he will face. What makes it a survival match is Devon needs to survive the first 2-3 seconds. The first 2-3 seconds of this match is where Vitaly Laletin is most dangerous. Don't get me wrong, if Devon stops the match, it's over. If it goes into some degree of hook, it's over. And Devon does have a long enough lever to suggest that he might be able to get it there. But remember, the first 2 seconds, the first surge from Vitaly Laletin is brutal. And he is going to be hunting the flash pin on Devon Larratt. It's a big match. This one will determine who is truly the number 2 in the world on the right arm and really gets to be the next man to genuinely face lever. Now, I know Hermes is there. Let's not forget about Hermes. He's a monster too. But right now, this is Vitaly Laletin. His opportunity to prove that he's better than Devon Larratt. And my last thought before I go, because I remember seeing these guys grip up on the practice table a bunch of times. Every time they've gripped up on the practice table, Vitaly has smoked Devon. Like, it hasn't been an issue. It's been kind of just yawn. I know that's not what it'll be on the day. I know Devon is very different on the practice table. But what I saw on those practice pools is that the balance of leverage and access to power is very significantly in the sweet spot of Vitaly Laletin and not in the sweet spot of Devon. Devon must get creative if he's going to win this match. Let me know your thoughts.